This is the demo for my app for 3235 quality assurance. For my app, I created a calorie tracking app. So the whole premise of this app is that you input a bunch of parameters: your height, your weight, your age, your activity level, your gender, and then based on that, it calculates your daily calories, and then on top of that you can add, subtract your calories. You can edit your parameters that you put in, because we're always changing. You might have gained a few pounds, might have lost a few pounds, and while you're making these changes, you need to be updating your daily calorie intake. So it's a dynamic thing, so you need to be constantly changing it. So here, let me maybe run it, and you can. So let's run it. It is a command line interface app. So here, uh, first step, you run in username, password. These are just hard-coded values that are getting checked against the user object. So I have it set to John123, very secure. So when you first log in, you get sent to the main menu, and the state of the app is set to state main menu. It's initialized to that, or well, it's initialized to the login state, and then once you log in, it goes to the main menu. And here you can see there's 6 possible options. You can view parameters, you can edit parameters, you can track calories, add calories, subtract calories, and then finally exit. So realistically, the first step is always going to be editing your parameters. So you enter weight. I'll do imperial. We'll do 190. For height, we'll put 6'2". For age, we'll put 22. Male, female, male, and then 1.5. That's about like you're moderately active. Right, and 0 for imperial. Now, you don't see your things, but to see your calories, you just press 3, go, boom, it tells you 1,672 calories per day. If you want to view your parameters, it tells you. So actually what's cool about this is that because of the formulas, all the values are stored in the imperial format. So when you input they're stored in the metric units. So when you input it as an imperial, they get unit converted to metric, and then when you want to view parameters, they get converted to imperial if you selected imperial as your preferred units. So that's kind of cool. So you can view them here. Maybe let's go add calories. So let's add 100, right? And then let's go 3, 1. It went up by 100. That's cool. Maybe let's go to 5, subtract calories, and we'll go again 100, and we're back down to 1,672. Very cool. Yeah. So I could just click exit. So here's the code right here. We have a switch case, logic gate right here, basically checking what state it is in. Here it's just determining what happens when you have states. I could do this in a different method, but I just did it all inside here because it's a little bit simpler and cleaner. Yeah, so we have that. And then this is the class that holds all our functions or methods to calculate calories. So based on your input, if you input male or female, you get a different value called. So you either get the calories men or the calories women. Very simple. Here we have a bunch of unit conversions. So meters to feet, feet to meters, pounds to kilograms, kilograms to pounds. Let's go maybe to users. So here we just have a user class. You have a username, password. Set that. You have getters, setters, and for password and username. Very, very simple. And let's go to the tests. So here we have all our tests. This is basically just testing all the possible pathways of the finite state machine. So here we're basically setting the inputs, right? Determining, the \n is basically enter, and then you just sort of go step by step what you want to go through. So here it's just the login. So you go John 1236. Very simple. Actually, so all of these have to stop at 6. So you get an error if you stop it at a state where it's because the program is still expecting an input. So they all go to they all stop at 6, which is the exit. So we're just checking at the end to make sure that it goes through the pathway successfully and goes to the sixth state, which is the exit state. Here, very similar. Now this is a little bit of decision coverage. So here we check if, you select male, we make sure that the calories that are calculated are for male. There was actually a problem with this unit test, so I had the female right here. You could tag C, but I had to comment it out and put it in its own separate class because the results from this were bleeding out to this test as well. Instead, I just put it here and run successfully. Here, I can maybe just run. Let's maybe run this whole. Seven tests pass. Let's go here. Let's just run this test. Test pass. Very cool. Then here we have unit conversion. So this is basically testing all the methods for the unit conversion. Here we have an object that basically holds the values and the expected results. We check to make sure that those are all correct here. And we have an assertion to all, which is basically just testing the boundary value analysis of it, making sure that negative values are coming out as invalid and positive values are coming out positive, and we have a couple extra values just to add a little bit extra security there. Very similar cases up here. Here we're using a CSV source, so we're just using commas to do tests as well. And yeah, that's pretty much everything for this.